Manchester City have beaten Chelsea at Stamford Bridge 3-0. A big, big day and a big weekend in the title race. First of all, though, thank you for your support on the last video. It's greatly appreciated. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. Let's get into it. Now, this game really, really ended up feeling like a huge momentum switch. The momentum starting to come in City's direction. It just had that feeling about it. But we're going to run through the game from the start. Now, the first half was quite lackluster, I thought, from Manchester City. It looked a bit slow, a little bit sloppy in possession. Rodri probably should have had a yellow card. Cucurella did put the ball in the back of the net for Chelsea, which didn't look offside to me at the time, so I thought we were 1-0 down in the first half. But luckily, that was ruled out for offside. But not too much to report from the first half. It was pretty boring game, to be honest, in that first bit. But Pep Guardiola must have gone into that changing room at halftime steaming with anger, because the way the players came out in the second half, you know they'd had a stern talking to, because the way they came out, they flew out the traps in the second half, and you could tell it was a completely different game as soon as the second half started. And the person who's really, really left his imprint on this game for me is, once again, the magic number 10, Rayan Cherki. He was controlling the game. Everything was going through him. It was almost like he was just saying, give me the ball, give me the ball. I'm going to make the difference. And that he does. Nico O'Reilly scoring a goal from a Cherki cross from the right-hand side is something we're beginning to see quite regularly now. Nico O'Reilly arriving in the box. This guy's a left back, for goodness sake. He's up there next to Haaland most of the time when we're attacking with the ball. When the ball's out wide, he's there in the box with Haaland. He's a left back, for goodness sakes. But he is really starting to make that run into the box his trademark. He scored 2 in the League Cup final, and he's always a threat in the box. But he gets that header to put us 1-0 up and celebrates with the fans. And then you started to feel like we could make this 2 and 3 very, very quickly. And the second goal doesn't come too much later afterwards. It starts from a corner. And I've been saying Doku needs to release it sooner. He needs to find the right pass at the right time. He still takes a bit long taking this corner, but eventually he gives the ball to Cherki, who's just toying with the defenders on the edge of the box, faking on his right foot, past 2 defenders. And at the perfect time, he sees the gap through the corner of his eye open up for a little outside the boot pass to Mark Gahey, who honestly finishes that goal like a striker who's banging form. He's absolutely smashed it in, rolled it along the floor like he's a number 9. This guy's a centre-back, but he can do it all. But it was a good finish, but I think that goal is mainly down to the brilliance of Rayan Cherki, creating something out of nothing once again. And at this point, the feeling of City fans around the world and in the stadium, we feel like we're on cloud 9 because we can feel it. We can feel our team starting to click at the perfect moment, especially when we've seen Arsenal dropping off. Their trajectory looks like it's on the way down, whereas ours looks like it's on the way up. And this must have been the time where the camera pans to that guy in the stands who's sipping Arsenal tears from an Arsenal bottle. Now that photo is going to go down in history. And I think you even noticed 5-10 minutes later, the camera pans back to him and everyone's showing their phones to him going, look. That guy went viral in like 5 minutes, which is really funny to see. But how must you feel as an Arsenal fan? You could put on the TV and think, oh yeah, let's watch Chelsea versus City, but they're getting mocked even when they're not playing. So you have to feel for them, but it does feel like Arsenal are starting to begin the bottle. That we see every year, but I won't touch too much on that at the minute, as I did make a video on that in the last couple of days, so go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But then comes the third goal from Doku. It's some good pressure from Doku and from Cherki, who's sort of pressing Caicedo from behind. Caicedo shouldn't really be trying to turn there in that situation. I think he'll be a bit bummed about that one. But Doku nicks it, and then it's just a one-on-one with the keeper, really. And he slots it away with composure, to be fair to him, which you don't always associate with Doku. I mean, he's someone who I thought has had poor games across the season, and in the first half, again, I was looking at Doku, just wanting him to make the right decision, and that's the problem with Doku. He doesn't always make the right decision, but in the second half, he was much better. And even though he doesn't always make the right decision, 1v1, he's incredible, and he can have incredible games where he can decide them with his 1v1 ability and his ability to find the likes of Erling Haaland in the box. So he's definitely an asset in this Manchester City attack going into the last 7-8 games, including the FA Cup of the season. So, where does this leave the title race? That is the big question. We will do another video on the title race before next Sunday, probably a couple of days before, previewing the game in much more detail. But it does feel like it's in City's hands now. Like I brushed on earlier in the video, it's the trajectory. City have just, the last 3 results for City have been beating Arsenal 2-0, beating Liverpool 4-0, and now beating Chelsea 3-0. So we haven't conceded a goal in that time. And it hasn't been the busiest period, no, because no Champions League and international break. But it just feels like the performances are there, the solidity is there, the results are there. And Arsenal, you've got no results there, bad performances, which is the most concerning thing. And I do now believe that Manchester City will go on to lift the Premier League title in May. And for me, it's just a question of how soon that happens. 100%, I believe Manchester City. I can actually guarantee you that Manchester City will smash Arsenal on Sunday at the Etihad. There is no other option there. Manchester City will smash Arsenal, guys. It's just going to happen. The history between the two teams, Arsenal have never beaten us when it matters. They beat us like 5-1, but I think that's when Liverpool won the league and neither team was competing for the title. So you can't even include that one. Every time it's mattered, City have come out on top. And that is what's going to happen again. But guys, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like. It helps me way more than you think. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. It's been your boy MH. Peace.